In order to grasp how immense our microbiomes are, here are some basic facts about human microbiome. By the time the average person reaches adulthood, the cumulative rate of all the bacteria and microbes in the body can weigh up to 5 pounds, which is essentially twice, or almost twice as much as the human brain. Additionally, the human microbiome is one of the most diverse communities that can be found anywhere else. Just a few feet in difference from your head to your guts is more diverse than, say, a biome in the Pacific Ocean or the savannas. So we're more diverse from here to here, just some miles apart. The reason why we know so much about microscopic friends is because of the Human Microbiome Project, which was established in 2008. Just like the Human Genome Project, the goal of the HMP is to map the entire genome of each microbe found in every crack and cranny in the body. One significant findings that we learned thanks to HMP is the fact that human body is composed of more microbial cells than human cells. The ratio of microbes to human cells is 10:1, which means that we're more microbes than humans, and we're just a walking colony of bacteria. Also, we know that there's 10 times more microbial cells than human cells, but we also now know that 99% of all the unique genes in your body are microbial DNA, and the human genome consists of only 1% of all unique genes. One of the most common misconceptions that we have about bacteria is that the sole purpose is to harm us. Bacteria's life mission is to act as pathogenic cells that perfectly harm our bodies by infectious diseases or make us feel really terrible. But in reality, most bacteria are benign and harmless. It has actually been discovered that some illnesses caused by bacteria is because microbes are misplaced in our bodies where they do not belong, which causes diseases. But mostly are harmless, doesn't really affect our health in a negative way. But when they are in the correct amount of bodies, microbes will fight off invaders trying to come in and infect our bodies. Microbes do not like it when outsiders try to come in, take away the limited space in our bodies, and release toxins and antibiotics to fight off pathogenic cells try to come in and infect us. And as you read on the board, 50% of
So we benefit from microbes.
yes, we'll run out later. As you read on the board, 50% of the fecal matter in our body is not leftover foods from McDonald's, but all the biomass from cellular activities. And microbes in your guts help break down the food our bodies cannot break down naturally. And later on in the lesson, you'll learn why microbes found particularly in your guts are essential for our health. Any more questions before I move on? So, the prior knowledge that you need is that antibiotics have strong influence over your metabolism. The younger the organism is exposed to antibiotics, the greater the effects it will have later on in life. The premise of the experiment that we were supposed to do was to test on the interaction between microbes and your host and how it affected metabolism. This test was supposed to be done by using a mouse as a model and study how antibiotics would change its structure when microbes are removed from the body. I got this idea from Dr. Martin Blazer, one of the scientists who have done this and linked antibiotics to obesity. But since we cannot directly cut data anymore, I'll be telling you what he saw in experiments. Dr. Blazer's first experience was that he added subtherapeutic levels of antibiotics into the waters of the mice. One of the first observations made was that mice did not get fat. Upon further investigation, the mice contained 15% more body fat than muscles. Additionally, the mice exhibited accelerated rates of bone growth. Some of these bone growth were either permanent or temporary. So, what was causing all the mice to be fat? Upon investigation of the mice digestive tract, Dr. Blazer found that the mouse that received antibiotics become more efficient at extracting calories from food. In order to accurately model human society, Dr. Blazer would then feed the mice with high-fat diets. The reason why is because this would replicate a modern child's diet, as typically a human child would eat McDonald's or King Day, and this would reflect on mice. So obviously, feeding the mouse with high-fat diet would cause them to get fat. But in one of the data, it shows that mice that receive antibiotics and ate a high-fat diet receive 100% more fat than the mice that did not receive antibiotics. This means that when we use antibiotics in our bodies, we'll get 100% more fat on food than when we don't. Now we know antibiotics are linked to obesity, but we want to find out if our microbes really affect us. So one way of doing this is to test how microbes really affect our body is called fecal microbial transplantation. So what scientists would do is they would extract the poop from the mouse and feed it to the other mouse, the germ-free mouse. By doing so, the recipient mouse, who has a germ-free environment in his body, will gain the microbiome in the mouse that received antibiotics by feeding it poop. What this would do is integrate the microbiome from the antibiotics mouse into the mouse with the germ-free environment. The observation shows that the germ-free mice that was fed with poop from the fat mouse would gain a rate at a cellular rate as it received antibiotics itself. And it would gain more weight than mouse that did not receive antibiotics. The conclusion of the experiment shows that antibiotics has negative effects on you and your body by disrupting the interactions between your microbes. And this effect has been linked to rising obesity rates. Though you would have seen this result, you have done it without doing the math.
So does this mean we shouldn't take vaccine?
Vaccines aren't antibiotics. But you should take antibiotics and it helps fight against diseases, but the problem is we're using too much antibiotics, and this is causing harm to us instead. I'm mandated to give you a test to show you knowledge. So I have a
They did the digestive tract of the
I feel the same way, Judy.
what? Of the digestive tract
Or call your brother.
what do you call the other mouse? Of the germ-free mouse, because they got the antibiotics got rid of most of the majority of the microbes that are there.
Can you please slow down just a little bit? So, invaded
The stool of the mouse invaded the digestive tract of the germ-free mouse or mice,
in the other mouth.
and those microbes affected the way that mouse was able to digest food. And I guess it was able to extract. You don't have to read all that now. You don't have
So, you guys are way too sweet.
Gave the microbiome.
Because like when he was giving the example, the mouse that took antibiotics, it got fatter because it could extract food more efficiently. And then when the germ-free mouse ate that,
Let's write it down.
it was as opposed to taking antibiotics itself. So that
And furthermore, let's not even the question. And it results in obesity because it disrupts the process by which it intended for the food to be processed, resulting in gaining more fat from it, resulting in becoming fat. Like that big throw pillow mouth.
It's a superior and this was actually made in 2000. Needed microbiome.